Hello. All right. I have too many
Hey!
things to unmute. Jesus.
Yeah, boy, you were loud. Wow.
Oh, sorry. I was like
Hello,
unmuting Agent
everyone.
Phoenix. Look at that, guys. Chat is on screen once again. There's a
Oh,
little more room this time than Ace Attorney, just because of the way the overlay works.
yeah, this one is definitely a bit more
So we'll
visible.
see.
You're not late, Oscar. Don't you worry.
No, we just showed up.
I'm sorry about your dog, though.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yes, we've upgraded.
It seems like people wanted it, right? And I thought, hey, I don't really care about the goal, if I'm being honest. And here's the perfect space for it. So.
Huh. And it's more interactive. Everyone can easily see it.
Coconut marshmallow instead.
Not
Very nice.
marshmallow. Oh, nice. I'm eating some chocolate right now, and I probably shouldn't.
I didn't get any food.
Not
I had ice cream earlier.
Not because of anything bad about the chocolate. It's just I'm lactose intolerant, and this is milk chocolate.
You know what's hilarious to me? That's
Oh,
something
wow.
that I like keep forgetting, is the fact that what was I gonna say? The fact that mayonnaise isn't dairy, is it?
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's like,
I
so
can
was
eat
like,
mayo,
forget
no
about
problem.
it. Yeah, so I was, yeah, exactly. I know that, like, innately. But I guess the color and the texture is just like, this is obviously a dairy product. So I'm always like,
Oh yeah.
oh, you know, I feel so bad. I make whipped cream from ours, add egg salad, and then I had like a moment where I was like, wait a second. Mayo isn't dairy, is it? No, it's not dairy.
It's not.
Oh, there you go. Hello, Shadow Freak.
Hey, Shadow Freak. Even my mom is like, oh, be careful of the mayo. There's so much, like, you don't want to have too much or you'll have a problem. And I'm like, this is literally
like,
the one food that will not give me a problem.
It has such a close texture to, like, yogurt. You know?
Yeah.
That it's, like, weird.
Yeah?
Relatively
Maybe.
close, okay? Pick something
closer
that's dairy.
I don't want to think about mayo as yogurt. That just makes me want to throw up.
Yes. No, apparently people wanted the
mayo.
chat. So I made the chat a thing. And here it is now. Ta-da!
Yeah, isn't it lovely?
So, yeah, it goes away, it disappears.
So much room. Like, if you were to ask Ori a question,
it comes
such
up.
as this.
Well, yeah, but it's not dairy. You know, that's the whole thing. Oh, this Mars testing it out. All right.
I'm just demonstrating to
with
our audience how
question.
it'll work, you know?
Now the true
this
question.
Seems to be a burning question that everyone had.
With that statement, though, is I don't know, because, or would it be Milano kissing Hotsun? You know, they're both very difficult
Socially
in both ways.
Awkward.
Who would be the first? You know, that's the true question. Because can Hotsun make up, like, the confidence and the everything to do it? Who knows? Or will Milano ever catch on? This is what I'm saying.
Hear me out. I think Hotsun would be the one to do it.
I feel like he'd have to be. I feel like
because
Milano would be too oblivious.
Milano is too oblivious.
Exactly.
He's the kind who needs like a good smack on the head to realize what's right in front of him.
Exactly. Yep. 100%. 100%. Man, that's a lot of pressure to put on the poor anxious boy, though. Damn.
But that's his character development, you know? Eventually, he'll advocate for himself and he'll get that kiss.
Yeah. Well, so what's funny is that, guys, I will be working on outfit designs for 2 of our AUs that are definitely BLs.
Oh, yeah.
That are just living out our BL desires of Hotsun and Milano. So
Oscar, I can't tell if you're in support of my question or against it.
Oscar's very much in support. He's putting a gun to us to make us answer.
To make it happen. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Now, is
Oscar, we have these BLAUs.
Yes. So where the Hotsun and Milano kissing and other general things would happen would be on the Ko-fi. Yes. Unfortunately,
Lots of romancy drama.
I'm very sorry to say, but there is no end game in the official comic planned.
No.
I'm very sorry. I'm trying to put this out there.
Not the end
this
game.
Is not a spoiler. It's just I don't want anybody to be like, oh yes, I'm reading Outcast because I'm waiting for Hotzen and Milana to kiss. Please don't read Outcast for that reason. Please read it because you love them and you can ship them. Please, I mean, obviously we ship them incredibly hard.
Please
but,
ship them. But it just doesn't go with the story we're telling.
Not the story we're telling. Could it happen in the universe? Yeah, totally, but just outside of the realm.
They need to work through their baggage
of
first.
The comic that we want to do, exactly. So,
but that's why we need to create these AUs, because we were like,
true,
we ship them, but it's not going to happen in canon.
No, yeah, exactly. Okay. See, that's fine. That's fine. As long as it's not.
This is why fan fiction exists.
Exactly. As long as it's not the sole reason you're reading the comic, then do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care, Please. Honestly, the desire to ship them is overwhelmingly positive in my opinion and Mars's opinion. So it's like, go ham. Go ham.
Yes, please. I would love to see other people writing fanfiction about our characters.
It would be great. I would never have a problem. Even if it's in Spanish, I will do my best to read it.
We can always translate it.
So that is the whole thing.
That is the vibe, enthuse. That's why we have stuff like Crate AU and Band AU and College AU.
And like I said, I think it's very funny. I have zero content of them actually kissing in any way.
Right.
It's all
Five
either...
Nights at Freddy's AU. No, I'm kidding about that one.
Yeah. No.
Or am I?
Well, it is an AU, but I wouldn't call that one of the BLs. The main BLs are Cafe and Band. Those are the main BL AUs.
Yeah.
At the moment.
And mostly because we just had very solid ideas for them.
Well, they're very
that
classic.
Kind of took off.
Fanfic AUs, right?
Oh yeah.
And then
and
like
it worked out.
So yeah, that's the whole deal.
But lead us, Ori.
Yes,
what are we doing
that is
tonight?
True. Oh, that's very good. I'm glad you can see them. Shadow Freak.
Yay!
So technically, we don't have a lot of official content out. All of the official content out for AUs, and so not official AU content, but all the freely available AU content is buried in my Instagram. However, I can show them off because we're talking about it, because it is important to today's topic, which is maintaining character vibe. And the biggest thing that this comes down to when I sort of talk about this, is especially in visual media, right, is outfit changes and, universe world changes, right? So those are like the big places where you need to maintain character vibe. And a lot of times I've been reading some webtoons that are specifically the characters go through different worlds of like fairy tale stories. And so they change outfits when they change fairy tale stories to fit the outfit, but they still manage to keep the character's general vibe with the new outfit every time.
That is very nice.
And that's the important part, right? If you're gonna do outfit changes, it's important to keep it, unless you're trying to do a specific like vibe swap, right? That's a different story. So like in like Our Flag Means Death, right? It's specific that like Blackbeard Ed like gets fancy and that, Steed like has the Blackbeard outfit. Like that's a specific circumvention of vibe, right? But in every outfit that Steed wears, he has his same vibe, unless it's a specific outfit for like like the military uniform, right?
Pose his original
the military
vibe.
Uniform. And however, there's still, and this is very important, even within things like military uniforms or school uniforms is a very classic anime one. Yeah, the very easy way is having the colors stay the same. Definitely enthuse. All of our characters have a signature color. You'll probably never guess Hotzen's unless you know it. So if anybody wants to guess Hotzen's signature color in the chat, I will be impressed.
That is absolutely a trick we use.
His is a different one, but that is very important. Voltron does that. Avatar: The Last Airbender doesn't use the colors all the time, right? Obviously, Sokka and Katara have like blue as their main thing.
Did it more in the earlier seasons, and then by season 4, the status quo was kind of turned on its head.
Yeah, and then but still, when you look at like when they all dress up as Fire Nation, you know,
Beige is a good guess, Enthuse.
Yeah, Beige is a guess. Okay,
it's a good guess.
Bandayu stuff. So, some of it's... Oh, why can't you see it? Oh, I know why you can't see it. Because I changed it this way. Ta-da! There it is. Hello.
Aha! Mystery solved.
Mystery solved. Beige is not his color. No. Is it... I don't remember how many books there are.
4? Were there 4 or 3?
I have no recollection if I'm being... I thought it was only 3. I think it's only 3. Because he already knew Air.
4. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I meant 3. Sorry, guys. Midnight brain kicked in hard there.
We're not trying to do some secret... Yeah, there you go. So it's 3. But so the whole point is that, yes, Sokka and Katara are blue, and then Aang is like orangey yellow, and Toph is green, and Zuko's red. Like, we definitely have that. But even when you see them wear outfits for the Fire Nation, right, when they're trying to blend into the Fire Nation, they still all have very distinct vibes still, right? Like, their whole deal is not so completely changed that you can't tell. But so...
They're still wearing clothes that their character would wear.
It keeps the vibe. Right. You know, you look at, like, a lot of anime has, of course, characters that wear school uniforms, but they do different things in different ways. Whether a character has their shirt unbuttoned, with a tie, without a tie, loose tie, bow tie, you know, skirt, pants, you know,
I think
jacket,
the anime we just finished, Suratama, is actually a good case of that, because you have... One of the characters has a really fun, bubbly, bright personality, so the clothes he wears are very, like, pop aesthetic. They have a lot of bright colors. They have a lot of patterns. They're color blocked. They have sometimes a mishmash of patterns, like polka dots on one, stripes on another. Then you have another character who his background is he's into fishing as a sport, so he wears
fishing.
very
sport fishing
athletic
attire.
clothes. Oh, very sport fishing attire. But he's got the polos, he's got the button ups, he's got the visor,
the sort of like neoprene jackets.
Yes. So it's like they change outfits, but it stays consistent for the character's personality.
We must stay focused. What are we focusing on, Oscar?
I think I derailed the conversation by accidentally unveiling the unknown
season?
lore of Avatar. Guys, no, they invited me personally, you know, as a writer and everything, and they told me about the 4th season. Oh, yeah, I know, crazy. Why the hell would they tell me?
Damn. All right. But let's quickly go over the free to view AU content. It's mostly relatively old. They are all on my Instagram somewhere. You just gotta scroll back down.
Your style has changed.
It definitely has changed. I still do this sort of like shading though in the sketchy, but so we have this is band AU. Is there a pay to win AU content?
We do have a Ko-fi.
So we do have a Ko-fi. Right now, most of what the Ko-fi has is just secret little sketches that I do, you know, just like for me and Mars. Sketches is a broad term. Sometimes they're sketches. Sometimes they're whole, very shaded, very beautiful, mostly just Milano. I have a lot of Milano.
I mean, Milano is worth it.
And then there's like you get early access to the new uploads, so a week early. You get the upload. You get the scripts at a tier. You get and then the 3rd tier is the spicy tier, which has spicy stuff, which is 99% Hotsun at the moment. There's Milano coming, but it's 99% Hotsun. There's no doubt about that. So those are the things. So if you ever, like, I've shown like a couple of like the loose sketches and everything that I've done, and all that sort of stuff. I do plan on in the future doing some sort of thing where it is like the goals on the Ko-fi are like AU full comics, and I'll show you the Band AU one. It'll come up. You'll see it in a second, and that sort of vibe of stuff. But we're not fully there yet. We're not there yet. But that is the goal, because the Band AU actually has a lot of, like, it has a script that Mars has written. I just have to do it. So those sort of things. And I also want to get into every quarter of the year, you guys vote on a theme, and that theme will be one, you know, public doodle of that theme, and then, you know, various tiers of private doodles for the Ko-fi. So that's a goal. So that starts next month, or the end of this month. You vote for next month, something like that. But it's every quarter of the year. Yeah, exactly, Shadow Freak. See, it's very, very, you can see the difference. You can see the sort of vibes. But so, yeah, Milano here, he's got sort of that gold and everything vibe with the piercings. This is a little comic thing. So this is the actual, like, official first couple panels of the Band AU comic. So this is Avrit. Avrit is right there front and center in the big thing. You don't know his aesthetic
Canon
as much
design yet.
Well, you do. Like, it's out in the world, so I could show that in references. It's not a secret, I guess, is the word to put it. This is his canon design. So he's got a military uniform, right? He's very put together. He's got the jacket. But the sleeves are rolled up, and this sort of thing. And the boots, very important with the boots and everything like that. Good luck, Shadow Freak. Drive safe. Drive safe.
Best of luck.
Definitely drive safe. We'll see you when you get home. And then, so in comparison, you see he's got the leather jacket. That's very much the sort of, like, bad boy vibe he's got going on. He has to have the jacket. He has the ripped jeans. That's sort of like the whole thing. So that's you can see that in this design, where he is military, but he's kind of a little rebellious with the rolled up sleeves, right? That is here. He's wearing classic jeans, but he's kind of a little rebellious with the ripped up jeans, right? Hotzen's design is actually different than what you would expect to see him in, and that's because of he didn't want to wear this outfit. This is not an outfit he would have chosen to wear.
Definitely Avrit's influence.
Yes, Avrit wanted him to wear this outfit.
So I think we can explain the brief story going on here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically what's happening in this AU is that Hotzen and Avrit are dating, and Avrit's not the best boyfriend. And that's putting it lightly. Basically what happened this particular night is Avrit wanted to go to a concert that is Milano's band. Hotzen didn't want to go, but he's like, all right, fine, I'll do it. And Ara's like, okay, well, you got to wear something better than that. And he gave him this to wear.
Well, we actually have the fun little...
oh, no!
We have this side comic of the Band AU, which is all these Hotzen outfits that Hotzen would never, ever wear on his own. Yeah. And then you see what is actually happening. Which is one of my first dives into chibis, where he puts his arm through this hole in the sleeve, which I just can't. I like that so much. Avrit, this needs to stop. I still
just
think
like
it's really
Avrit,
fun.
Stop destroying Hotzen's clothes, please.
He has a goal. And
he wants his boyfriend to be sexy, and Hotzen's just like, no, let me wear my oversized knit sweaters, please.
This was the very first concept of the Band AU, was this scene in particular, which then came to this, which I enjoy much more, and I still really
like the colors
panel.
I
love the colors a lot more. I love the movement that it has here. Like, I really love this whole scene a lot.
Yeah,
like, this whole
very fluid.
This whole panel, I'm still, years later, I think it's 2 years later, still really proud of. So I really.
But we do see how Avrit still carries that bad boy persona.
Yeah.
In this one, because ooh, he's got the typical leather jacket, the ripped jeans, and he's still got his classic slicked back hair, so it carries through.
And then you can go to Hotzen. So this is Hotzen's official outfit, right? In-universe outfit. This is what he wears. This is what he chooses to wear in his everyday. And of course, what he's stranded with. So this is the Hotzen vibe, right? This is the iconic Hotsun. When you think
Is
of
it
Hotsun,
possible to do a side-by-side of the two? Like have both
so.
Canon and AU side by side?
Yeah, I should be able to. Do it kind of like that, and then do this. Not big enough. Get bigger. All right, there we go. So we're on maintaining character vibe, right? So, as you can see in this side by side, very beautiful. You can see, one, all the colors are the same. This is very easy to do, right? I literally
all the colors have carried through.
I dropped the colors onto this thing, right? So we have the dark and light on the main body of the whole thing. We have the white undershirt. We have the dark pants. And then this is his bag. It's literally the same bag he has in the actual comic. I just don't have it drawn on the original one. And then he has Converse. Obviously, in the Band AU, ruffles are not the thing for your pants.
Yeah.
We're not in Victorian era or something like that. So he's got Converse.
Unfortunately.
Because it's definitely sort of that, you know, he's a college student. He's put together, right? You could definitely get nerd vibes out of the sweater vest, right? That's the whole thing. And that's the main focus right here, right? You get this sort of put together with a little bit of the puff, you know, sleeves. His sleeves are not rolled up.
All the buttons are clasped in place. Nothing's loose. Nothing's open.
Exactly. Get a little bit, and then, you know,
and
the
Hotsun
Converse
himself is not a very open character.
Exactly. So it's all this sort of very put together outfit. And this is what he would choose to wear versus what you saw in the AU comic, little short comic. What he was
his out on the town outfit.
What he was told to wear. So that's a good example. Another AU example is Milano. We also have Milano for the Band AU. He's the other one that I have the full Band AU art for.
Time to die.
Let me do that, and then this, and then this, and then like that. Love my boy's tail. Very good stuff. But so, here we have Band AU Milanos. As you can see, especially on the little bit of the back view, you can still see here, he has sort of this half up, half down ponytail thing going on. So it keeps his fluffy vibe, but it puts a little more in that, like, modern style, I guess, right? So it still keeps the general vibe.
It makes sense, because he's rocking out on stage.
Exactly. He is very punk. He is
very punk.
He's got, so he has fully sharp teeth as a Cayman, but he just has, like, classic teeth as a human, obviously. So how did I get that fang? It's the little earring, right? We have the same jacket, right? We keep the lapel with the red, right? That's still a very important thing to keep. Now, he doesn't have half sleeves because, honestly, that would be kind of weird with this jacket in particular. And now, the jacket specifically, we wanted to be over the shoulder and not tank like his main jacket because it needed to have these shoulder spikes on it, because that is mimicking his scales here. That was very important to have. So having a short sleeve shirt and then a, like, ripped sleeve jacket is kind of weird. So we gave him rolled up sleeves to sort of mimic that still, you know, sleeve vibe. He's got full length pants.
Worked.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the full length pants, just because that's more of the style than wearing shorts. You know, it's not really the style, the punk style to wear the shorts, but he's got these big clunky combat boots with all of these spikes to, again, be reminiscent of his scales and his, claws and everything like that. Gotta have the ripped opening jeans. Actually, Milano's very first design of the pants was kind of interesting in the sense of that it had much different pants, shorts than he has now, and I much prefer his now. Now, the half tuck is actually a surprising thing. One, it is fashionable for this sort of fashion here, But 2, original Milano design had a completely untucked shirt. Current Milano design has a tucked shirt. So I kind of had both in there with this little half-tuck style here. You also got a lot of these bracelets and these bands and stuff. And while comic Milano is not particularly bedazzled, he's got a lot of stuff going on. In the... Would Punk Milano get tats? Okay, so this is the one issue. There's one sole issue that I have with giving characters tattoos, and it's a very weird issue. It is one sole issue. I can never fucking decide. I can't decide. This is also the reason I don't have any tattoos, is because I can't just fucking decide. I just can't decide. There's too many. They look too epic. They look too awesome. Barbarian Milano has war paint tattoo markings. Whoever, I don't know what they are, but they're very simple because I have to do it. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. If I'm being completely honest, Punk Milano has much more piercings than he probably would ever have tats. Just the vibe I have from the whole thing. I think. See, I feel like Ferrix would be the one to have a tattoo in like a place, because Ferrix in these AUs is very much the fashion forward one. How the vibe got there, it has to do with his current outfit and like his original outfit, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, tattoos, I don't know. I'd have to think about that more. But the other things you keep are the V-neck, right? He's got the V-neck shirt. He's got the V-neck here. He's got these little shirt tie danglies in the original design. Had to give him a necklace because you gotta have something going on there.
Had to mimic
that. It's a pirate skull necklace because obvi. Gotta keep as many pirate vibes as we can. And then the pocket chain is just the vibe of the times, guys. So
well, the pocket chain I kind of see as like, one, it's like it's like a staple from that style.
Exactly.
And 2, like I think it kind of mimics the tail a little bit.
Okay, I can see what you're
saying.
Kind
of attached a little bit.
And then the reason the jacket is cropped is because, 1, you don't want it to cover this half tuck, half untuck vibe. But also, Milano's normal jacket is relatively form-fitting, right? It's snatched at the waist, and then it flares at the back to give him that sort of look. So the crop, like, helps with that a little more, to kind of draw the attention to his waist and give him a waist, even though he has this baggy shirt and this baggy jeans.
And this gives him a bit of a different silhouette than his canon design.
A slight, but very slight. But overall, you can see how he still has the same vibe, right? You can tell that these are meant to be the same character, but in a different world, right? Now, there's an interesting sort of different example I'm going to show here, and unfortunately it's just with a sketch right now because I haven't finished it yet in the design.
Such is life.
Yeah, why is this so dark? Okay, so we have, what is happening? There it is. This is official Sinnott's design. And if I do this, and then this, there you go. You can see this other Sinnott design. Now, this Sinnott design, naked. They have their Ken dolls. They got nothing going on. No TOS. There's nothing going on.
Yeah. Nothing to see here, folks.
But the whole point is that this is current Sinnott's design on the left, and then this is actually past in the actual official timeline Sinnott design. And this is something I had to do because there was a scene in the comic that comes up this year sometime, I believe.
Yeah, surprisingly pretty soon, early.
But it does come up within the year, I'm pretty certain. That does sort of show the audience this old design of Sinnott. And so it was very important to obviously keep the same color. I bet you guys can guess what Sinnott's main color is. Nobody has guessed Hotson's. Beige was not right, by the way, just saying.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to take another crack at it.
But Sinnott has two very sort of specific things. One, his pants are cropped for functionality. As you can see, almost all the collars have shorts, short pants, knee-length pants for functionality, because they got stuff going on the legs, right? That's not, you'd really have to have like flared pants or even like a skirt, like a hakama vibe to get around these fins, You have weird knee bends, which doesn't necessarily work great with straight pants all the time to get them on and off, etc. So it's just easy to wear short pants, and they're in a relatively warmer climate. That's the big thing. He has a belt, okay? He has these short sleeves, rolled up sleeves as well, and then he has this triangle neck collar thing. Now this is actually based off historic nurse attire that I specifically did because he is the medic of the group, right? So it gives that sort of vibe. Now, his background is he came from also a medic-related job, medic-adjacent job. It is also more convenient for piratey water wading, yes, as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Hotzen's outfit is very much not good for water wading. He's so much fabric, he's fucking heavy as hell.
In his defense, he does not plan on being in the water.
Oh, that is very true. That is very true. However, yeah, he gets wet. It's like another multiple pounds of just weight on the fabric, Jesus. But, so, there's a couple things that I had to keep in the vibe and change in the vibe for Sinnott's past outfit and what he was doing before he was a pirate. And the biggest thing is keeping that sort of triangle collar look, right? So I made it more pronounced by making it the apron, because instead of being a medic and a pirate, he was essentially entirely this other bodily function related I don't know what the word I want. I know a Latin word, but I don't know what actual word I want. However, yeah, like medicinal sort of vibe, right? This is still sort of nurse, but I go whole hog with it, with adding the sort of apron and making it come down all the way, but I keep that belt, right? He's still got that belt. Those are two sort of things. Now, when you look at... I did change the color of his shirt to orange from his vest being orange, because as you can see, he's no longer wearing a vest. Oh my god, I inhaled wrong, Jesus.
Oh no. Ori. Water. Drink water.
Okay, hold on. I have to stop coughing to drink water, though. But, so without the vest, technically he would just be all white. Now we don't want that because of this color language that I have with orange being his main color. So I made the shirt orange, because then it's still the most prominent color there, right? It's still a big swath of his design is orange. Finally, you can see he has fully rolled down sleeves with this sort of cuff here versus here, plus more covering down here because of this sort of medical field. When you see doctors, when you see nurses, especially surgeons and stuff, they get freaking like full on up, head to toe sort of coverings. So adding more coverings made it more of this sort of professional thing than necessarily where he's a medic as with a pirate, but they're pirates, so he's not like trying to, they're not fully in a hospital sort of thing, right? So you get this sort of more of sterile look from this one, where his things are all the way down and everything like that. So that's sort of how you do it within the same universe vibes here and everything like that. Does anyone have any questions so far? I don't really have any more examples set up to do.
So I'm curious because we've talked at length about the different types of AUs. There was one stream where we talked about that. Now these type of AUs are more like what you've described as vibe AUs. There's an overarching, very broad idea, and the characters fit into it. Now that is like it's straightforward when bringing the design to the new AU because, like you said, you follow the colors, you follow like styles that fit the character's personality, so that all tracks. But then there's another type of AU, which is okay, this is like based off another fandom, or this is based off another existing property, and I want to put them in this. Now, I find there's two routes you can take. You can either just call it a day and put the characters like in the clothing that is worn in that fandom. So let's say, like, for example, maybe Attack on Titan, like you just give them the jacket, you give them the pants, boom, you're done for the day. But then you could also do it in a way where it's like, well, maybe you give them like an undershirt that fits their personality. Maybe their jacket is buttoned a little differently to reflect their personality. I'm trying to think the question I was trying to get to by phrasing it this way. I guess what I'm trying to ask is if you were doing that kind of AU, like, okay, let's say, for example, a Tangled AU, and let's say Hotsun as Rapunzel and Milano as Eugene. How would you adapt their style into that world? How would you make sure the character's personality still carries through? Or would you just kind of give them, like, here's a Rapunzel and Eugene outfit, but it's Milano and Hotsun colored?
So the colors would 100% change. There's no question about that. That, in my opinion, is one of the most important parts of it. Right.
Okay.
In doing this sort of continuous language. No matter what, you can see this example here. This is the Cute Earth High Defense AU. They have these outfits. These are literally like me looking at reference from their outfits. I just matched these characters' colors with them, right? So the characters from the show have different colors with the outfits and everything, right? That I picked the outfits vibe with a character, and then I gave them their signature color, no matter what the color was before. You can also see it here in the Owl House AU stuff. It is just the outfit of, you know, of Hexside, right? It is just the Hexside outfit. However, in this one, we actually didn't keep the color. We made it the colors of the covens that we thought they would be in, but I always also did a version with their color because it feels weird otherwise. Like
it
like
really
this feels
does.
weird.
I'm not used to
like
seeing
this feels
Sinet
weird
in green and
right?
yellow.
But this feels right. But this is just.
But that would be his
this
track.
Would be Potions. I'm sorry. This is not Potions. This is a different one. Potions is yellow.
Wasn't Orange Animal?
I thought Animal Beast? Was blue. I don't remember. Oh, you know, you're right. You're right. Orange is Beast. Yes, you're correct. But so this is weird, guys. Like, look how much just color language changes how it looks. You know, same with Aster's. Thankfully, had yellow in it, so it looks less wrong.
It definitely. I still see Aster when I look at that, and even the purple works with him.
Well, purple and yellow go well together.
I can't explain why, though.
Purple and yellow go together. So I do think that's nice. It's also a dark color that sort of goes with his general vibe, but the yellow still looks right. The yellow still looks most correct, right? This is a nice
yellow
combo,
is his color.
There's no doubt, but the yellow alone is the most accurate because yellow is his color. So it fits him better because there is yellow, you know, his main color in his design. But unlike how Sinet looks really wrong because he has none of his same colors in the thing, so he looks so much better when it's like that. So that's a very interesting sort of like trade-off to do.
Non-signature color Sinet can't hurt you.
Oh, they're cute. Yeah, that was
they are
the Cute Earth High Defense Club. Milano is why Dylan made that bet with me about not being able to draw Milano in girly outfits. This specific outfit, he hates it so much. He can't do it.
I did not know me showing Ori that anime would lead to this, in my defense.
Don't act when we're constantly like, Milano's just Yamoto, Milano's just Yamoto. You can't act.
I mean, he is.
I know, he is. And hello, PCM. It's okay.
Hey, PCM.
We're happy to have you at any time. But so they all look right because of the colors, and then I did pick the official outfits because they have slight differences in the actual anime that sort of fit them the best, right? Hotsun has full pants, you know, and these sort of things. Ferrex has the shortest shorts with Milano, and etc. Those are sort of things to look at. So another thing, this was for fun, is when I did the Vash the Stampede, the Trigun Stampede outfit ones. This is literally Milano just as Milano, besides the hair in the second one, in Wolfwood's clothes.
Outfit.
Now, it does work on him.
It really does.
Okay, because when you think about it, it has a lot of the same elements. It has the shirt that has the open, unbuttoned thing. It's untucked and it's loose. He's got the jacket with the lapel and everything, right? Like, the only things I would probably change is I would give him I would roll up his pants, right? I would probably roll up his pants. I would give him no shoes. Because
the loafers are so bizarre.
They're very
I am
weird.
not used to seeing Milano with shoes.
And
also,
those are probably too many things.
Broke, PCM.
Oh my goodness. Can you get a new one, or can it be fixed, or what's going on? For whatever reason, it's not in here and in Doodles still, I think. No, it's not. Maybe? Oh yeah, it's in here.
Oh, awaiting.
So,
oh no!
Same.
Not your new pick, Cruz. You gotta back those up.
No! Yeah, you gotta shove those on Google Drive, Google Photos. But same with Hotsun, right? Hotsun.
Yeah.
Again, this is just Hotsun in Vash's outfit.
It's the long coat. It's the glove on the hand. It's the undercut.
So it's very interesting.
Glasses work with his color scheme he already has.
And the hair. So it's interesting. I specifically put these two characters in these two other characters. I specifically put Milano and Hotsun in Vash and Wolfwood's outfits, respectively. Not because of Vash and Wolfwood's personality, because honestly, Milano would be Vash. But,
Milano would totally be Vash.
Because I literally had the first thought of, Hotsun and Vash have essentially the same haircut. All right, let's go. And that's what happened. So
then Ori and I realized we have a type.
Yeah, well, we won't get into that. But
undercut boys all the way.
Undercut boys, or super fluffy, scruffy boys. All right. So that's sort of that. Like, that's just shoving them in the thing. I think the closest thing I have to... I'm actually going to do the Five Nights at Freddy's AU one. And this is specifically sort of a middle ground of it, right?
I feel like there was a lot of interpretation that had to come through with this one. Because there really was no one-to-one translation. It was never like, well, this character matches that character. It was more like, we just needed... the aesthetic.
So the beginning of this AU started with the actual character roles and vibe. Milano became Glamrock Freddy. Hotsun became Gregory. That was the whole start of the whole thing, right? That was ground zero, because that is the vibe they play, honestly.
Because those are
Outcaste.
the two main characters,
right?
And here are our two main characters.
And then it was Ferrex, Sinet and Aster being Chica and Roxy and the Gator guy? Can't remember his name.
Not Morty.
Monty?
Crap! Monty, yes!
Okay, Monty. A lot of interpretation went into the designs they have. However, I did attempt to keep sort of specific things with the outfits. Now, I did give Milano the glasses instead of Ferrex because they just fit Milano better. I did give I like Aster still has Chica's little face thingies. I gave Sinnott these little cheek thing because he has freckles normally, right? I went ham, I kept all of Ferrex's like ears and everything because all that sort of stuff. But I kept these sort of design elements of like the spike wristbands, the spike arm bits, right? These sort of things. So this is a big interpretation. I had a lot of interesting time with Milano's design as a character. So I definitely took inspiration of how they drew Monty's tail to keep Milano's tail, of course. And then sort of, it was very important to keep the sort of relative segments and the colors of the segments. So I think you can see it best, in this one. So you have, you sort of have to take the colors that they give you in FNAF, right? Because they have a very specific grouping of very specific saturation colors. So I literally looked at all the glam rock characters and I literally clicked and cut the, I dropped the colors from those characters and used them respectively, bless you, in these characters. So it was very important. Milano had a dark skin, quote unquote, base color. Right, that's important to his design. So his hair had to be blue because that's the second darkest color in the whole franchise, right? If he had red or yellow hair, it would look weird because it's not the right tones, if that makes sense.
It would clash very heavily.
Exactly. And then the final bit was the keeping it cropped, right? I really made there a distinction between his like midriff and the top part and the bottom section to keep that one sort of mild hourglass design. He's snatched, they're snatched, but it's also that crop vibe. And then his arms and legs, the yellow is only at the top section. That gives the illusion of short sleeves and shorts. As you can see here, it's shorts.
Blonde right? Milano does sound cursed enthused.
Yeah, blonde Milano would be kind of weird.
It would be very strange.
But that sort of thing. You can see with Sinnott, in everything Sinnott has, he has this triangle look to his top of his torso, right? Here he's a map bot. He's got this triangle torso look. Even in his... this one is... Technically, he's Roxy, I think. Had the eyes. But he still has this triangle look to it, right? It was very important. Same with Aster being Chica has these little floofy things. This gives the wing illusion, so it kind of worked out that Chica's a bird and Aster's a bird, right? So it kind of makes that work together. All those sort of things. I think that's it, really, I have to say about that.
Characters were kind of able to fit the role, while others were a little more vague in their connection.
Yeah, so you can see they each are one of the, these three are each one of the animatronics. They either lost, the mouth bit cracked, the eyes bit cracked, or the claw bit cracked, which you can't really see. Those have nothing to do with their design main inspiration, right? Those have to do with what fit their actual vibe best, right? Aster doesn't talk, so him being the one that loses his like voice box or whatever happens to, I think it's Chica, loses her mouth.
Yeah.
Just worked out to be the best, right? Ferrex having the claws that Monty has, Ferrex has the claws, he's second to Milano with the claws, so that worked out there. Sinnott kind of just got the last one, not gonna lie. That's really just kind of what happens, and that's what has to happen sometime. It wasn't a bad decision. What?
He has those big, kind, gentle eyes.
Yeah, so now he loses that whole thing. But yeah, so we have that whole thing. Like that. The last one I have that is sort of closer to what you talked about with the Tangled. And then what I'll do is I'll actually do it. I was going to do Cafe AU Milano, but I could do Flynn Milano and Rapunzel Hotzen if we want.
I wonder if that should be put to a vote.
Okay, well, we'll ask in a second. The options would be Cafe AU Milano or Flynn Rider Milano, and possibly, if I have time, Rapunzel Hotzen. But it's mostly Milano because I specifically had, like, that sort of thing. So those would be your options. Yeah. So think about those and vote in the chat. As I show you the last, we had a very early one, which was Beauty and the Beast. And I think this is sort of closest to that interesting middle ground. We have two of them. I actually don't need to do it this way. So we have, this is very old art. Hoo boy.
Yes.
Yes, it
and
is.
Milano's oblivious throughout the whole thing.
Milano's the main barista and owner of the cafe. Ferrex also works for the cafe, and then Hotzen's in grad school. Sinnett's in medical school. Aster's the baker at the cafe, and then Avrit is a business something. No, he's a law. I thought he was law. Yeah, he was law. And so he's in law school, and he's like, why do you like that guy? It sucks, it's terrible, ew, gross. And then it's like, just go ask him, I promise. And they're both like pining because vibes.
He can't even get my name right. He probably doesn't like me. Aster comes over with a free muffin like, oh no, he likes you. He
literally won't shut up. Came out of like a thing where it was like, okay, so it's Hotzen, H-O-A, and Mom was like, yeah, I got it, it's fine. And it's really, he just wasn't paying attention at all. He was like just lost. And so he's like trying to write it out, and he's like, so it's H, I think there's an O in there, Howard? Harold? And he just constantly calls him something different. And it's not that he's like trying to be mean. He just literally freaking blanks out, staring at Hotzen when Hotzen's there.
Because, ooh, pretty guy.
Literally. But he doesn't realize it, and that's the best part. But so we have Beauty and the Beast AU. And now this is a very interesting thing that actually Milano is Belle. And so you can barely see it in here, but he has this sort of little hair tie thing going on. Avrit is Gaston, obviously. So if it was taking a look at Gaston's outfit, right? He has an outfit where, and this is specifically Gaston's outfit for when he goes to propose to Belle in the movie, right? He goes to propose. He actually has a jacket on now. Now the jacket is very important to Avrit because he's this very put together stand-up guy. So just being that sort of, just the shirt was not going to do for Avrit's vibe. So having that sort of, Gaston look to it with the jacket was the proper thing to do. Then you get to this one, and honestly, I still love the colors and the outfits for everything. So Hotzen's the Beast, right? And but it was then, like, it's not blue and gold like in Beauty and the Beast. It's purple because that's Hotzen's color. Oh look, nobody got it. Nobody guessed.
The reveal.
It's Hotzen's color is purple. So soon. And then Milano's color is red. And so it was very much just being fancy with the whole thing, but keeping the gold design was very important.
That's our goal.
And those sort of things. Here his hair is braided, to be more put together, etc. God, this art is so old. Some of them I'm like, yes, Hotzen's face is very good. I very much like this. But then other bits I'm like, ew, I don't like this. I don't like this one anymore. This one is, ugh, can't. Especially Milano, I'm like, ugh, no. Yeah. Don't like that one. That one's one of like our very first AUs, so that one probably pains me the most.
That was one of the originals. And I think it was because somehow we both just managed to recently watch Beauty and the Beast.
It wasn't that. It was because of the whole story. It was just like, yes, this is good. We like this one.
Yeah, it kind of turns it on its head, Enthuse, because it's kind of not what you expect.
Because what it was more important to us was sort of the vibe of Beauty and the Beast, right? Because I think the obvious decision is Milano's the Beast and Hotzen's the human, and he gets stuck and everything like that. But Hotzen's the one that's like closed off and not open.
The social issues.
Yeah, exactly. So that felt
He's the
more
one who
fun
struggles to connect to people. So that personality-wise felt more
and Hotzen and Milano's more the open one to be like, yes, I can love this beast anyway for his personality, and Hotzen being like, no one will ever love me. Go away. Let me read in my library alone. So it was very much like that sort of. It was a personality vibe choice versus the other way. Same with like a couple other times with like monsters and stuff. So finally, this AU was very much, they just go in the outfit, because all of them in Ouran High School Host Club just wear the
go in the outfit.
They just wear the uniform. A couple of them wear it slightly differently, but I wasn't trying super hard to, like, you know, change it up that much.
Sinnott and Ferrix got the most specific of design here.
Yes.
Because we realized, well, Ori realized after doing the cute higher defense AU, Ferrix looks fucking weird without his ears.
I'll show it back. I'll show it. We'll get the two side by side Ferrixes.
He needed something.
Right. Here it is. This one. Okay, this is Ferrix.
They're full up effect Rix.
With no ears. No nothing. Nothing on his head. He's just a dude. That's
and it doesn't look like Ferrix anymore.
It really does not look like Ferrix. It's really hard to sort of, you know, in the face area, like, it's very weird. But then you have...
how much you realize the ears are part of that profile.
Yeah, just adding the ears.
As headphones.
These headphones. Literally in the Cafe U, he just wears cat ears because of the lore. The lore of he works hella for tips. And
Ferrix also canonically has the most drip out of any of the class members.
AU. So I don't know why that is. I don't know why we got here, but it just gives,
but it works.
It gives the see that's so that's a difference, and that's how we can sort of go into Mars's talk a little bit, in the sense of. So the big thing here, right, is that in any AU where Ferrix is a human, he has to have something on his head that gives the profile of ears. And the reason for that is, compared to all the other callers, all the other pirates, he is the one that has the most facial features, right? That's the whole thing. Pound for pound, probably Aster has the most just space taken up by animal features, with wings and lots of feathers and that sort of whole thing.
But you don't really lose who Aster is when you take away the wing. When you look at him
as a bust, he's just a dude, right? He's just a dude. When you look at Milano, he's just a dude with very sharp teeth. Same with Sinnott. He's just a dude. Sinnott does have the slit pupils as well, but they're not as noticed. You know, they're not. That's not like a whole thing. Ferrix has the nose, the ears, and the slit pupils all in one. That's all concentrated at his face, right? So now to have to take away
focal point that people focus on.
Exactly. There is no shot of Ferrix except maybe like a weird torso shot that does not show a collar piece of him. Right, there's no normal shot of that you would usually put in a comic or in a even in a show that doesn't show him having those animalistic features. And so it's very important. So it was very weird when essentially you have to take all of that away. All of that entirely away. He has no nose, he has no slitted eyes, and he has no ears. And it's, you know, say it with me, nose, eyes, ears. But
eyes, ears.
It was a very weird sort of thing. So being able to put that back with something on his head, he has to have something that mimics ears. In the band AU, he also has the ear headphones, which honestly top tier, because I very much he's the drummer in the band AU, and I very much see him
his ears somehow.
Exactly, and I see him
now
being incredibly adamant about this. This one is just, you know, they're high schoolers, you know, let him wear fucking cat ear headphones if he wants, you know, who cares?
Well, it also worked, like with the anime, because if you really want to try to make a one-to-one comparison, one of the twins, I think it was Haruki, but I'm not sure.
No, I think it was Hikaru. Hikaru.
Oh,
it was because Kaoru was not the one pining. It was Hikaru was the one pining.
I completely got the name wrong.
No, Haruhi is the main girl. And then it's Hikaru, is the one that was pining, and he has the headphones. He has the headphones. Yeah. In the summer outfit deal, right? And that's another good show.
was definitely the inspiration for that, because eventually, like, while Lori was doing this, I was like, okay, we gotta find some headphones. And I remembered seeing like some cat ear headphones on Instagram. So I was like, that would be freaking perfect for whenever Ferrix needs to be human. I need to send this reference to Ori immediately.
Yeah, so it works a lot of the time. I think it's funny that in the Cafe AU, he's literally just wearing a cat ear headband, because essentially the whole vibe, and essentially, I'll show the Cafe AU sketches, yeah?
Yeah, why not?
Alright. Oh god, I have to find them in our freaking long-ass Discord chat. Okay, here it is. I found the Ferrix one. Where is the Milano one? Here's the Milano one. You gonna open for me? Thank you. Jeez.
Maybe one day.
It does not want to cooperate right now. Ooh. But essentially, the other big Ferrix vibe is the off-the-shoulder vibe, okay? So this is sketchbook stuff, so it's not as good. I'm sorry.
Ori, don't deprecate yourself like that.
But I look at these and I don't like these sometimes, so, you know, we're gonna move on. But, I have just closed all of my
As someone who just does not art, everything will look amazing to me.
Good, that's why I show it to you and not Dylan. Dylan's critical. But so, yeah, so we have Ferrix, and he's literally just wearing cat ear headband. And the whole thing is because it's literally like he works for tips, right? So the other big thing about Ferrix is he's got the off-the-shoulder tank top look, right? So he's doing it here. He's got the main uniform of the cafe is like a button-up shirt, the like probably regular slacks or jeans, and then an apron. And he took that too because Milano doesn't really give a shit. He's got the like almost fully unbuttoned the shirt, so it's off of his shoulders. He's wearing this black tank top underneath, so that very much fits his canonical design, right? That we can see here. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm sorry. Ferrix, just tank top Ferrix is a need, but you know, he's got this off the shoulder thing, right, with the tank top underneath and then the shorts. So it's very important to the whole deal there. And then, yeah, it's just plain cat ears and not headphones because it's literally that he's working for tips and the whole thing, versus Milano has a very slightly unbuttoned shirt compared to Ferrix. More unbuttoned than like most people would consider socially acceptable, right? But it's not like... But
he's the owner, so he can get away with it.
Right. And Ferrix... And it's always like Ferrix, the idea is Ferrix is constantly teasing him that he's specifically doing that for tips. And when I was like, it's just hot working in a cafe, okay? It's just sweaty in here, you know?
The coffee steamer is hot. The kitchen is hot.
It's a hot place.
And oh okay. Wow, that boy just walked in again. Wow, it just got even hotter in here.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the whole sort of thing. So, does Chad have a preference for me to work on, or do I get to just decide?
Sometimes a lot of thought goes into these AUs. I know for... I mean, it's definitely different writing dialogue. Because I'm trying to think of an example where it's like, how do you make sure the character comes through in the dialogue? And I think the biggest example I could point to is the original Beauty and the Beast one you showed, because it has a short scene of Milano talking with Avrit, where it's like, the reason Avrit like wants to be with Milano is like, oh, we'll be an unstoppable force. You're so strong. You're so powerful. And then Milano, like, he's got the quippy one-liners in canon, so he has the quippy one-liners here. I'm gonna stop you right there. Like, you're saying we'll be an unstoppable pair? Yeah, I'm stopping you there. You're not going any further than that.
Here is what Mars is referencing. Oh, Shadow Freak, you made it. You did it.
Oh, congratulations.
I'm so glad you didn't
die. We did
not
think you a dead man.
If we had ended stream before you came back, I would be concerned. But you made it back, so we're good. I'm sorry that you're probably soaking.
And you would have come to the Discord to assure us.
I hope your socks aren't wet. That's the worst.
But... Ew. Oh, I can't stand that.
This is that. I do still enjoy this flexing Averett, but this is, I don't like this anymore. This is Dead Man.
Oh no, the flexing Averett is great.
This is good. I do enjoy this still, but it's very
Milano
funny.
Does look very boyish here. Like he's definitely kind of gone through the opposite of a growth
funny to me. It's very funny to me in the sense of that at a certain point in my like art, like trying actually like hard for art to be better and do good and everything, there's like a point where it's like I still like a surprising amount of this, right? And I think it's like starting in 2021 is like from 2021 onward, there's still like there are moments in this that I do still enjoy, but there's also moments that are like, wow, this is really cringe and I don't like this. So it's a very sort of double-edged thing, you know? That makes sense.
Oh, definitely.
It's like, oh yeah, like I got the point.
Because I felt that going back to read like my old writings, and it's just like, oh, why did I think that was a good idea? Why did I use that word choice? Why did I even choose this topic in the first place? This is so cringe.
Exactly.
And it's just something you have to accept as part of the process. Because eventually, you'll get to writing and drawing the really good stuff.
But do you look back and still enjoy some of your like 1 or 2 year old art, like writings?
Some of them I do, because if I'm in the right mindset, I'll look at it and think, wow, that was kind of the beginning of everything. But if I'm not in that particular mindset, then I'll be thinking to myself, wow, what was going through my head when I wrote this? I was going through something, and wow, it shows. But I think it's important to have that mindset of like, okay, so maybe it wasn't great, but it was a start, and it led me to where I am now. And there's certainly value in that.
Because it's like, this is Milano 2021 art. And some of them are but the middle one I still really, really like. Like, this is still really nice. You know what I'm saying?
The middle one honestly looks really good.
That's what I say. And now we have, you know, big boy Milano, but like, it's still like, I'm still really happy with how this came out, and that's 2-year-old art, you know? So it's like a funny thing. And then, you know, other Milanos like the Beauty and the Beast AU, which is drawn the same year. I'm like,
well, it's like it was drawn the same year, but it wasn't Milano's typical style, so you didn't have experience drawing it over and over and over
that
again.
Is true. It's more in the face. I finally got good at
there's
being
a lot of
faces
stuff
in
to
different
account
ways.
for there.
But it's just funny to me
faces
that
are hard.
There's a point where it's like, there's definitely a year where it's like, no, in this year I don't like anything I specifically drew specifically, right? And then there's other years where it's like, the Inktober, which was very different sort of exploration, is nice, but the rest of it is kind of you know, the characters are kind of and then
it's definitely the growing pains.
Other years, but then starting like 2021, it's like there's still a significant amount of stuff that I like. I have one more outfit variation to show that I remembered, which I do enjoy. This is probably the closest they got to kissing officially in my art. But this is sort of
was the beginning of the flirtatious Hotsun and Milano. This is the first thing Ori sent me where it was like, oh, this could be ship art.
There's the one together, and then, but there's also the freaking Love Potion Stalker Tango Milano, which is a different story,
yeah, that's
which we can show that after. But this is to talk about outfits, right?
I still love this one.
Oh, I really do like this one still a lot. This one is, it was a ballroom, sort of, I had to put the characters in ballroom attire. So what are the elements I'm making sure to keep? I'm making sure to keep this long, flowy thing, you know, of Hotsun's jacket, right? I kept the ruffles on the pants. You know, I kept the ruffles on the gloves. He's wearing gloves at all, right? He's fully buttoned up in the shirt with the collar and everything, all that sort of stuff. Milano still has this relatively
got his signatures.
Short in the front, coattails in the back. You know, his legs still come to this tapered to give that sort of poofed look of his normal shorts and everything. His neck, he has more of an ascot and everything going on, but it still gives that general V shape to it, right? So that's the whole thing, and those are the sort of things that I thought about with this one. But yes. And then
these are honestly some of my favorite outfits on them.
I love this one a lot. I should redo these on the paper dolls. I do really like these. But yeah, then the other spiciest things was the Stalker Tango Milano. Particularly that one. Got that one, but we also have that one. I don't know if anybody else knows the meme, but yes, this is Stalker Tango Milano. Very nice.
Consume some love potion fruit.
Yep, exactly.
Whoopsies.
He eats before he thinks. There's no question.
Oh, definitely. Well, he's used to getting all his food from Aster, and
that's
you
also
know,
very true.
Why would you question what Aster gives you?
Very
Aster
accurate.
did not give him this, though.
Aster definitely didn't give him this. If anything, Aster put it on the table because Ferrix tried to eat it and was then scolding Ferrix, and then Milano was like, oh, fruit.
And then Milano was just like, yoink, and he's like, oh, Milano, please tell me you didn't.
And he's like, I did.
Didn't do what, chomp?
Milano is very much that there's like a sound that goes around, and it's like someone stirring a pot of stuff, and then another character comes along, dips his finger in it, licks it, and said, oh, that's good. And then the character stirring the soup is like looking at them very surprised, and they go, was that not soup? They're like, it was a love potion. They're like, it was a love potion? Yeah, and they're like in bed.
Yeah. I see that one, it's so
That's
good.
One of my favorite like sounds. But Milano's definitely the dips finger in the thing before asking any questions.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Like, ooh, what's this?
No thoughts, head empty.
No thoughts, head empty, indeed. But also complete and utter trust in his crew.
Oh yeah, 100%. But sometimes he's a little dum-dum.
Like...
He's a little dum-dum.
Oh, he's very dum-dum.
Alrighty. Does anybody have any questions? Any whatever?
Yeah, doesn't have to be about a use. It could be about
literally anything.
Comic process, the drawing, the coloring, the writing. I'm actually coloring the comic right now.
Oh, very nice. Would you like to stream or not?
Yeah, we could do that. I just didn't want to take up too much space on your thing because you were showing stuff off.
I'm not doing anything specific anymore.
Alrighty, I'll share. I'll show the people what I'm up to.
Whether I want to line this or I want to do the backgrounds.
Isn't that the age-old question?
I think I gotta do the lines, but then it means I'm gonna have to finish the sketches for this before next stream.
Oh no!
Oh, the
humanity!
Yeah, this is like upload 30 though, so it's more just like apparently I have to like do as little brain stuff as possible. The being creative shuts off on stream.
Being creative is hard.
Yeah, don't know what
and no.
Can I
Sometimes brain just don't work.
You know, I'm not sure what it is, but yeah. I think it's the talking and you know, and the
I think I should be streaming to you.
Yep, you are. I'm just getting it up. It's loading a little bit. Do I have chat on this one? I do. Oh, look at that. You guys should still be here.
Awesome.
See, I set it all up real hard.
Look at that. Ori is so thorough, you guys.
There it is,
what
all set.
You do with that for?
It's still loading. But hopefully we'll get Mars stuff soon. Oh my god, I lost my pen! There it is, I found it.
Oh!
I found it. Where did it go? Yeah, I know. But fixed, found, done. Yeah, I get to be on stream with Vix. That'll be a Monday, the last Monday in May.
Ooh.
With Vix Draws. And they asked me, they're like, so you want to do like an art challenge, or you want to just work on our stuff while we're talking? And like, it really depends on what is the goal of the stream. If the goal of the stream is to play art games with chat, then I'm down for games. But if the goal is to talk, I don't have the brain power to be creative while talking on stream. It just doesn't work out.
You could certainly try.
It's so funny to me. Every time I watch a speed paint, right? Well, not every time. A lot of times when you watch an artist do a speed paint, they don't show the sketch process. Like, they just start with a sketch, right? And I was like, why did they do that? Like, as an aspiring artist, it's like, I would like to see how you sketch. Like, you know, that's kind of the main part, right? That I like need to know about in order to get to the point where then we can discuss colors or whatever. And in a like a speed paint, right? If I'm just sitting here recording myself, I don't have a problem, because that's like a later thing. I'm not like trying to entertain right now. But on stream, I completely understand. I have definitely gotten to the point where
that's a lot to balance.
Well, it's definitely like there's no sketching on stream anymore, right? There is not a single thing, and so the only parts I specifically, mainly on the D&D, the Drawings and Dragons nights, those, like, I try to do art game stuff, right? But I have to sort of think about it very specifically to a point of where it's like, okay, how do I do this with the minimal amount of brain power needed in order to do it?
Because it is late and my brain is dying. So and
if anybody caught... Well, so the drawing stuff from memory, while that is brain power, it's not creative power. Right.
Yeah.
The creative power is not involved because I'm just trying to remember how to draw something that already exists that I've seen. So that's not a problem. The drawing,
and that's definitely different.
The drawing monsters cute. That one also isn't. You don't have to be super creative necessarily, right? You're not doing a ton of legwork there. Versus if I was trying to draw like a monster. Jinka, I don't know how to say that word. I never say it right. But like a monster as a human, you know, sort of thing. That takes a lot more brain power and thought, because it's like, which features do you add? Which don't you add? How do you add them? How do the clothes look? How do they do this? You know,
right.
It's a lot of work. You know, designing an item from scratch with nothing. It's like, oh, how do I do this? Brain is just not working. The creative juices just ain't flowing. What do I do?
My brain has betrayed me.
While I can force myself to make these creative decisions off stream, even when it's not like just flowing out of me, I cannot do it on stream. I don't know. It's all y'all looking at me. It stresses me out. No, I don't know. I don't really have a problem with that necessarily. It's more just, I think, trying to talk, be entertaining at the same time. That might be it. Who knows? Performance anxiety. No.
I mean, maybe you could say who knows.
But yeah, so when I did the making monsters hot ? I sort of took out as much thought as I possibly could, and that's why it had specific poses, because I knew that would be the part I would get hung up on, right?
Yeah.
Like I knew that would
like a pose is difficult.
It would be one, the most time-consuming thing that I would have to do, and two would be the part where I'm like, I don't know what to do. None of this is turning out right. Now I'm getting stressed because everybody sees me failing. You know, that would be the vibe.
No.
And it would just be like, yeah, no.
I didn't think that. I promise.
It's more just like a me thing. You know, you get that.
Oh, totally.
It's definitely like a this is just a me thing. I understand. Whoops. I understand.
Who was it that said issue the last time we brought this up?
I don't know. Usually it sounds like an enthused thing to do, but also a Dylan thing to do. Those are the two options I have. Those are my two options. But who knows?
See.
But yeah, so it's more just like a brain thing. And so that's why I strive very hard to not. So that's why I have wanted for a while to draw your guys' TTRPG player characters on stream, right? That is, oh, you're done streaming? Mars?
Ack.
Oh, hello.
Hi. I'm sorry, my computer just threw a fit.
Whoops. All right. Well.
It also closed down what I was working on.
Back, oh, I hope it saved.
I really hope so too.
You have autosave on, right? So it should pop up again when your computer comes back, or when you open Clip Studio Paint. It should just come back.
Sure,
that's what happens to me.
That was so weird. Why did it crash like that?
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Don't talk about it. It's a curse.
I'm trying not to.
But yeah, I've wanted to draw the player, you guys as player characters for a long time. Like, it's been an idea in my head to do it on the stream, but it's definitely like I can't be creative, right? So that's the biggest hurdle. And the second hurdle is I don't want it to just be free commissions, you know, that's not kind of the vibe either. So it's like, how do I do this and make it both possible for me to make anything of any sort of quality at all,
and also entertaining
for everybody, and not just like you guys are telling me what to draw in like not a fun way, you know. It's kind of a boring way at that point. So finally I came up with the PC emoji code break, which I'm very excited to do, because it takes sort of the pressure off it being amazing and accurate, right? Nobody's sitting there trying to tell me, no, I wanted the hair this way, no, I wanted the hair this way, you know. I don't need to worry about that. And it's only mildly creative because there's only so much thought going into it, right?
And there you go.
The whole thing.
That's secret workaround.
That's how I come up with all my things. Where actually Mars and I just talked about doing some more fun stuff on Comic Corner, sort of switching out some sort of games.
Some games in mind.
With the talk. So that's what we'll have a game next week. But again, all of those games have to very much be, I'm not being very creative. It all tells me what to do, right? It tells me what to do. And also they were very important to have Mars be a part of it.
Okay. My thing is back.
Yep, I fixed it. It's all set.
It should be viewable again.
It is. But so that was sort of the whole thing, was how do I get Mars involved in the Comic Corner? Because I don't, you know, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm only doing games now. That's not fun. We gotta get Mars in there somehow. But it's also, I know, writing on stream is even harder than doing art stuff on stream, because like I said earlier, the talking and the brain just doesn't work that way, to multitask that way. So it was like, how do I make it not a lot of writing for Mars on stream, but still sort of in her wheelhouse in that area?
Yeah, still something manageable.
If you guys have suggestions for any sort of fun, interactive, quote-unquote games to play for Comic Corner related or Drawing and Dragons related, we'd love to hear them.
Open to suggestions.
Oh my god, like, why do I have so many Discord notifications?
Okay. Okay, good. All my settings still work.
Okay. Not somebody dying. Okay, we're good.
No, I just got a whole bunch of notifications from a server I'm in, and I'm just like, please stop.
Oh, it is Dylan sending me his model boys.
Oh, so nice.
It's just like there's 6 notifications from Dylan. It's like, is he dying? What is happening? But no, he's good.
He's just very proud of his models. So I think my plan for the comic panels tonight is to just get the base colors down, and then tomorrow I'll go back in for the details.
Fancy. See, and that's the other thing with the comic. There's some panels where I'm like, yes, this is very good. And then there's other panels where I'm like, kind of hate that. And sometimes I redraw them. I've definitely gotten to the point where most of them are like just kind of and not so we're good. I don't really redraw panels anymore.
It's progress.
Yeah, well, you know, when the first ones are like...
I remember in the first few, like, that was your big conundrum.
Well, because some of them are definitely like, there was no way that I ever thought this was acceptable. Like, how did I think this was acceptable? Right, like for my own quality, right? As we proved on a stream one time, y'all are very easy to please, which I appreciate. Hello.
Oh, hi.
I saw you. I was looking at the OBS when you popped in, so I was like, yes, no scare.
I know I fucked it up because my microphone wasn't plugged in, so I had to leave again quickly. So, but I messed it up. Hi, how's it going? What are you guys up to? How's stream going?
We're just doing
Comic Corner stuff. Doing Comic Corner.
Yeah, we kind of did our talking points.
Talking about some ideas for the following upcoming weeks.
Okay.
Yeah,
how's
we have
chat
a really
doing?
fun,
chat.
We have a really fun what is it called? Stream game to play with chat on Sunday for Drawings and Dragons. You want to hear about it?
Yeah, I do.
It's really fun. It's called
Tell me about it.
PC Emoji Code Break. So player character emoji code break. And essentially, what it is that if you want your TTRPG player character drawn, you have to do something. You have to send an emoji code that I have to decipher. It goes, there's 7 emojis. The first emoji denotes race, the second is class, the third is subclass, then gender, and then 3 emojis for vibe, and you just tell me what system it is.
So you it's sort of like you're doing interpretation.
Exactly. Yeah. And
That's
then
cool.
I have 15 minutes to draw a bust of your character.
That's very
I think
fun.
It looks like.
I would go out of if I was gonna participate in that, which unfortunately I'll be streaming, so I don't think I'll be able to. Maybe I'll hop in if I can.
You gotta hop in,
moment.
give me an emoji string, and then.
What I was gonna say is I feel like I'm just gonna try to create a string of emojis that seem impossible to combine into a character.
My favorite. So I essentially tested this idea on our Pathfinder table to make sure that people thought it was fun and interesting and could be cool.
It's a great idea.
Pretty well.
And one player just did skull emoji for every single one. And now he over-exaggerated a little bit. The class and his gender should not be skull in any sort of the way, but the rest of them could accurately be skull. So he could have been mostly skull.
What was his class?
His class is, so it's Pathfinder, so his class is champion, I think. Is
that's not a skull, unless he role plays it like. But isn't champion like the paladin?
Yeah, well, his subclass is tyrant, so that could be skull. I can see how that could be skull. Right? But champion class is not skull, and then
it definitely requires a bit of interpretation.
He is definitely not skull gendered because he's not non-binary. He's very much refers him was a man when he wasn't a skeleton, so it's like, sorry dude, you're not skull gendered, but everything else that works. He is skeleton.
Surprisingly everything does check out.
I think I would just be like, I'm not gonna do a character, I'm just gonna literally put together a string of emojis that I think will give you a hard time.
Well, you are also welcome to do that. I will treat it as a character. However, as long as
the only character that I have
chaos, go for it.
I'm trying to think. The only character I have in a game that I was like genuinely ongoing right now is Guard, which you like are familiar with and have drawn before. So I feel like that I wouldn't want to do Guard.
D&D character.
Oh, yeah, also haven't you played Pathfinder a couple times? You have a couple of those.
I have, yeah, but no, those every single time I've played Pathfinder so far, it has truly felt like a one shot where I basically put zero thought into my character other than clicking stuff and figuring out what it's like. I haven't made any characters that felt like, oh, this is a character that I'm playing. I've made a handful of characters that felt like I'm experimenting with making a character and playing in a one shot. You know, it's like
that's
a little
why I'm
different
not a big
feeling.
one shot person.
Yeah. I'm a big what I'm a big fan of is the 2 or the 3 shot. I feel like the 3 shot is really nice.
Micro
campaigns. It does give you enough time.
To me, it depends on how many players there are. I did a micro campaign that Dylan DM'd, and it was me and one other player, and that was 3 sessions, but kind of longer sessions. Like they were more like 5 hours, 6 hours instead of our usual like 3 to 4. But that felt like we really got into a vibe of like banter and like I know who that character is, and that is one of my favorite bards. Like that's one of my top 2 favorite bards. He is my middle lock screen. So there's there.
Oh, cool. Oh, I like that picture. I think I've seen that picture before.
Yeah, this is my lock screen.
I like it. The group of guys that I play with where I'm not the dungeon master all the time and it's like all old friends where we're very like just silly and inappropriate and like playfully bantering at each other the whole time. We've got into the habit of shorter little campaigns because everyone just wants to try their characters, and also other people are like trying to experiment with dungeon mastering, and one of the guys is in like a band, so they go on tour randomly, so we can't do
so this is not consistent.
Not consistent. But that's it. I loved it. The character that I've been playing for that one most recently is we all decided to play we often go very dark with them, like the guys like going quite dark, so I don't remember what we started with, but the idea is basically we're all bad people is the character creation in this one. So one of the characters is a glamour bard, and he's playing basically like a Donald Trump type character.
Oh my god.
Where he's just trying to he's just talking out of his ass and being very hilarious. Self-centered and trying to build an empire. Another character is like a creepy drug addicted old man.
Okay.
The guy who's playing the band guy is the guy who's playing that. And then the other 2 guys, me and another buddy, are essentially playing the older people's apprentices. So one of them is like an old wizard, young wizard, and I'm basically playing like if a creepy Victorian England guy was a MAGA person in D&D. That's my relationship. So I'm very dumb and aggressive and confrontational, but anything the guy who's basically Donald Trump plays is his word is God. But I'm playing it like I went bugbear, and I'm a bugbear barbarian, and I'm playing it sort of like I'm like just a creepy looking dude. Like I'm not actually a bugbear. I'm just a guy that's really hairy with really long arms.
Oh my god.
And my character is a very active.
Truly is.
Yeah. Okay, that's wild.
And my character is a very active cannibal. I've consumed at least a little bit of flesh of most of the people we've killed so far.
I've consumed at least some of a person.
Yeah, and that's pretty fun. He's a fun character. Yeah, he started very Cockney, but his accent has grown to be more just sort of.
That's hilarious. Dylan played a bugbear in the last campaign I DM'd, which is a very long form campaign, and he is definitely top tier of Dylan's characters that he has played.
I love bugbears.
And
bugbears
he
are
had
fun.
a Cockney accent too.
Yeah,
but he kept it the whole time.
Yeah, mine. I felt like the Cockney didn't fit as well. I wanted my guy to sound like a crazy MAGA butler almost. So I moved away from Cockney and just moved into like sort of slow, creepy British, but with very dumb American attitude.
Yeah, it seems to capture the vibe pretty well.
You know the Warhammer 40k orcs?
I love the Warhammer 40k
so, you know,
orc.
So they're all Cockney, and so Dylan loves doing their Cockney accent. He loves them so much, and so that was definitely like mild inspiration for this character, this rogue bugbear. He was very fun.
They those orcs are the orcs are my favorite part of Warhammer.
Yeah, they're definitely one of Dylan's big parts as well. He loves adding them in there for like for all the role-playing games that they have, like mainly Rogue Trader is what they played. So he always had them in there when he DM'd that. They're like the only funny part of the Warhammer universe. They really are, aren't they?
And they're consistently
they're the
funny.
Levity.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you need some levity on a grand adventure.
On a grimdark adventure, jeez.
Yeah. And they're definitely dark and scary, but they're just so funny.
I mean,
like one of my favorite details about the orcs is that their spaceships are basically just asteroids that they like rocks that they throw into space.
Yep.
And the reason why they don't need to like insulate them or have oxygen going through them is that orcs don't know that is required.
Yeah.
So because orcs don't understand that they need to breathe, the ships don't need to worry about it.
Orcs have the ability that if the masses believe or don't know something, it exists that way. So they have like special colors. I think it's purple is sneaky. So if they wear purple,
that's why you never see a purple orc.
Yeah, even though they're not actually sneaky normally, right? Having purple actually does make them more sneaky because all the orcs believe that it's sneaky.
Yeah,
right?
That's why they paint red makes things go faster. Yeah. Yellow makes things explode more.
Yeah.
Black makes you like is stronger. I think it makes you like tougher. So they will like paint themselves certain colors to like give themselves superpowers.
So the paint is not special at all.
Effect.
No, literally. The paint is not special at all. Nothing about it is special. It is just the orcs believe that is the case.
That's also how all of their tech works, though.
Exactly.
Like if you pick up an orc gun, you can't shoot it because you realize it's like 3 bicycle wheels duct taped to a cardboard box with a rat inside of it. Like it shouldn't be a gun, but it is because the orcs accept that it works as a gun.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why they're funny in a lot of the times because
they're also very dumb. They're very
bumbling.
Dumb.
They are definitely the definition of bumbling.
They're like one of the most powerful psychic forces in Warhammer 40k, but they are so straightforward and single-minded and dumb that they can never be a power that's abused.
I see.
They do like
balances.
Yeah, I mean they basically only
it really is, isn't it?
Yeah, they just want to fight and have a good time. So like there's no benefit for them to become super powerful, crazy techno creatures unless the thing they're fighting is that. In which case they will become that to match it. But like if orcs are on a planet where everyone is medieval and just fights with swords and axes, then they will never invent guns, they will never invent cars, they'll just have swords and axes. But as soon as like a space marine spaceship lands on the planet, the orcs are going to start to build spaceships and laser guns and stuff because
they know it exists.
Because they know it exists and they know that it will be fun to fight with.
It's very much a monkey see monkey do situation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh man, guys, I'm editing this episode right now, and it's gonna be a late night.
Oh boy.
Can I recommend a movie to you two?
Sure.
Totally. I'm down for movie recommendations.
I saw a movie recently. I think it's one of my favorite movies I've seen in quite a long time. It is called Artifice Girl. Have you heard of it?
Cannot say that I have.
I have not.
So it's similar. It feels kind of similar to like Ex Machina or like Primer, or like it's very low budget sci-fi.
Okay.
But it's really smart. It's really well done. And the whole movie, the entirety of the movie is basically just 3 conversations that happen at 3 different points in history. And in each movie, each scene just takes place in a single room. And it's basically it's an interesting version of an exploration of artificial intelligence. And without giving anything away too much. I mean, the thing is there's the twist is revealed in the first 10 minutes of the movie, so it doesn't really matter. But the plot of the movie in a nutshell is basically a guy builds a rudimentary AI chatbot, but also that has a video feed to catch predators online as like bait for catching predators.
One of the good reasons we can make.
Well, it sort of starts as that, and then he joins up with not the police but some child protective services organization to sort of work together with them to use this chatbot as a means of catching child predators. But then it becomes a question of like this weird element of consent and agency with AI. Like if the AI,
is this like moral now? Yeah.
Well, like if the AI gets so advanced that you can't tell that it's an AI, should you also be asking it permission to like be putting it in these really horrible conversations for all of its life? You know what I mean? So like it's but it's really good. It's really smart. And it's also one of the only like depictions of AI that I've seen that isn't like horrible and post-apocalyptic. It's like a very like it sort of poses the idea of AI, a super intelligence that like becomes way smarter than people, as a potentially like not a bad thing, just a new thing. And it's very interesting. It's very good. I like it quite a bit. I recommend it. It's so good.
That's a different nuance.
I really, really liked it. Like I watched it a couple nights ago, and I've kind of been thinking about it for a while. It's good. It's so good.
What did you watch it on?
The illegal internet.
I see. Yeah.
Okay.
Accurate. No,
Good, that
fair and
means we
based.
have access to it.
Yeah, fair and based.
It's a small movie. It probably will be out at some point. I do think that when it becomes available to buy or rent, I probably will, because
gotta support.
You gotta support, and it's by like it's like one of those like, I don't know if he's a first time movie maker, but it's definitely like a new guy in the world that it's like it's showing it. It's like doing good at festivals, so I would check it out. I big recommend. It's really, really good, really good. All the acting is good.
Time movie, that's pretty good.
The kid, there's like the child actor who plays the AI is like really good. There's a lot because you basically like the way that they communicate with it is it's sort of like it still just looks like it looks like a kid sitting in a room, and it's like they're saying like, send us the data, and it says like, I will send you the data. It's like it's like it is like a character on a TV screen basically throughout the movie. But you forget like towards the end, there's parts where you're like, oh yeah, that's a fucking child actor. But there's a lot of it where you're like, god damn, this kid is so good at acting like a robot AI. Like it's very good. When kid actors are good, it's good.
Really cool.
Yeah, big recommend.
Thank you.
Fuck. I want to hang out more, but I really need to go do more work. I just saw you guys were online. I got excited.
Anyway, it's about midnight now. So.
All right. Well, I love you guys. You're great.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, and by the way, Mars, Mars, you feel lighter? Your head feels lighter?
Oh my gosh, my head feels so much lighter. You have no idea. To give you guys some context, I got a haircut recently. Before I did, my hair was literally down to like past my back. It was really freaking long, and I could not stand it anymore. So I still like long hair, but I don't need it that long. So I got it a little bit shorter, and oh my god, if you've never just chopped off your hair and had all that weight fall off your head in a single moment, guys, you are missing out. It is such a good feeling.
I think we said that it was shorter than my hair at the moment.
Head again.
Dang. Well, yeah, it's good. Looks nice. I never have like a giant haircut, but whenever I cut my beard really short, I feel that it doesn't necessarily feel lighter, but I feel like the wind on my face when
It's like you feel more, right?
The big thing that always gets
makes me feel like that scene in Avatar when all the new airbenders don't want to shave their head, and then the one does, and he feels the thing, and they're like, now we'll all shave our heads.
Yeah.
No,
like, oh, this is awesome, actually.
It always gets me when I like wash my hair for the first time after a haircut. That's like a drastic cut. It's like, oh, suddenly it ends, and I didn't expect it to end there.
Yeah, or it's like you suddenly find you can use less shampoo than before, and it's like, oh man, why didn't I do this sooner?
Less expensive. But see, the thing with haircuts is that, yes, less hair equals less product, but then you have to cut it more often. If you let it grow out, you don't have to worry about it. You know, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Double-edged sword.
It's definitely a double-edged sword. But what in the fashion industry isn't?
Those finger gloves that give you little sharp fingernails. Those aren't double-edged sword. Those are single-edged.
Yeah, they're pointy, stabbing.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. The back end is smooth.
I have a stabby nail right now because it broke.
When I used to, a long time ago, I would let my thumbnails grow really long. I have very hard nails, like they don't break very easily.
Envious.
And I would grow my thumbnails really long, and I would sharpen them.
Oh.
And I could make them quite
like
sharp.
To a point?
Yeah, like I had little vampire thumbnails for like a year, and they were sharp enough that I could cut a piece of I could stab and pull down and cut a piece of paper.
Wild.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know why I did
that's
that.
Just that's just impressive at that point, though. Like, whew.
Yeah, honestly.
I was living with a lot of people in a house, so I would like use a nail file, and I would get it all sharp. My girlfriend loved it.
I mean, it sounds pretty cool. I would do it if I didn't
She did not love
have
it.
to like deal with
it.
No,
I was a joke. She did not love it. She especially didn't like when I would jab her with them.
Oh, no. Okay. Honestly, at this point,
you have to use them wisely.
Dylan gets the little kind of like hangnails at the corner.
Yeah.
Right,
and he jabs you,
and he doesn't cut them or anything. He never gets rid of them, and so then he'll drag that like along. That's worse. I would rather him have a very sharp pointed thumbnail that he would just scratch me with over the freaking.
No, see, Dylan gets it. See, me and Dylan are on the same page. That's love. That's love. That's love. When you love someone, you poke them with your weird finger thing. That's the secret.
It's another reason why I make him shave. Because when he has sandpaper beard, he just exfoliates my face aggressively. I do not enjoy it.
That is funny. All right. Well, listen, you lovely ladies. I'm going to bounce, but thanks for letting me hop in. And have a good rest of the stream.
Always.
Stop by whenever you want, please.
All right, I shall. Bye.
Bye.
All right. And with that, chat, unless anybody has any burning questions, I think we're going to wrap up here.
We'll wrap as well.
And chill. And make me sketch more of this freaking entry so that I have something to do the fucking next time, because goddamn, I'm impressed. Honestly, it's good because it means that I'm like still doing different stuff of the comic instead of just keeping a backlog. Like I'm still backlogging all the way across. So
oh yeah,
that is good. But yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling with us, playing Jackbox when we did, and chilling.
Such a good time. Love the turnout we had. Thank you all so much for coming.
If you haven't read Outcast from Monday?
This past Monday, right? Yeah.
This past Monday. You should check it out and read it. Top Us Webtoon Global Comics and Spanish Webtoon, if that's for you. The Ko-fi has Ko-fi stuff. You can check that out. I'm not going to go through it all again. But yeah, that's it. Thanks everybody for hanging out, and we will see you all hopefully Sunday for Player Character Emoji Code Break. If you want your TTRPG character drawn by yours truly, you gotta head over there to do that. It's first come, first serve.
Yes,
it's
make
first
sure
come,
you get
first
there
serve.
early. 9 o'clock sharp.
9 o'clock sharp. We're always on time, right? I always start streaming on time.
Oh, we always come on time. Are you kidding?
This is what I'm saying. So be there, be square, and we'll see you always then. Good night, everyone.
Night all. Take